Hey guys, so my name is Caitlin Moon, and this is my coaching vlog for my master's program in instructional technology at Kennesaw State University that I'm currently working towards. Today I met with Mrs. Jones, who is the teacher that I enrolled in my technology coaching program. And Mrs. Jones and I worked together in a sixth grade summer camp where the rising sixth graders come to get a preview of what middle school is all about. And we also co-coach the cheerleading team at my local middle school. So we have already kind of established a trusting relationship with a positive work environment. And our report definitely plays a significant role in getting Mrs. Jones to jump on board and enrolling in my technology integration program for her classroom. She's a veteran teacher, very established in her career, and she's even received like Teacher of the Year. She's definitely been a mentor for me in my first 2 years of teaching, so it's a very rewarding experience to be able to kind of pay her back for all that she's done for me. Before our pre-conference, though, I really want to make sure that I'm prepared going into it, making sure that it's more of like a conversation and it's very comfortable and kind of cool, warm environment, very laid back. During our pre-observation conference, I want to make sure she understands like what is expected of her throughout the program, so that she knows that she has a choice and the type of coaching she's receiving, and in a way that will make her want to implement it and will impact her the most, so that it's not such a burden or overwhelming with information. As teachers, we have content curriculum meetings, grade level meetings, faculty meetings, parent-teacher conferences. We have 504 meetings and IEPs. And the last thing that I want is for Mrs. Jones to feel that being enrolled in my technology coaching program, she has another task on her to-do, already full to-do list, and another meeting and just more accommodations to make. So I don't want her to feel like bogged down by being enrolled in this program. I want her to see it as kind of like a rewarding experience that she's able to be involved in. And so that's why I'm really focusing on being relaxed and that warm demeanor, like I mentioned, and really utilizing page 51 of Jim Knight's text, the impact cycle, to guide kind of the flow of our conversation. So we're scheduled to meet on Monday, so I will update you then. Hey guys! So today I had my pre-observation conference with Mrs. Jones, and I was super excited because in my previous video I had mentioned that I really wanted to emphasize that our conference was just a conversation with the title. I mean, there was really nothing to it. We were just going to talk like we usually do in our everyday work day. Our conversation in this scenario involved talking about coaching. So I was really happy with how that went. It was also very informative. Using page 51 of Jim Knight's text, the impact cycle, really helped guide our conversation, and it really made sure that I hit all those key points to let her know kind of what was expected out of the program, what she could expect, and then what was being asked of her to do. So that went really great, kind of seamless. We also were able to kind of address like how she wanted to be coached, because not everyone wants to be coached the same way, and like the style that she wanted to go about with this program. So Mrs. Jones chose coaching, and obviously she likes appreciation because we all love to be appreciated. So those are kind of the two styles that she said that she would work the best with, like that she would thrive on. Whereas I feel like coaching and appreciation kind of shine a light on the positives that you do, whereas sometimes when you can evaluate, not always, but there's kind of a negative connotation because with evaluating, you might be feel more critiqued. And with coaching, I feel like you kind of shine a light on the positive aspects of what's being done and you're encouraging. So I was really excited that she chose those two styles to work with. We were also able to kind of talk about the video style or what would entail with video. Like it's mentioned, no one likes to kind of be put in the light of a camera. It's very vulnerable to have someone record what you're doing, and I feel like it can put you on edge. So her lesson would be, we talked about how her lesson would be moving forward and that it was not evaluation. We were just going to look and see kind of like what are the students doing in the class? You know, what is the teacher doing, teacher actions versus student actions, to help us get the clear reality, which is what we wanted from the video. And where, you know, though she's doing great and her students are doing great, how can we improve even more so? There's always room for growth. Or even how can we maintain the goodness that's happening in her classroom? And because we were looking at the clear reality of what's going on in her classroom, we decided that it would be best if I didn't engage with students, if I was just kind of like a spectator, observing what was going on. We scheduled the observation to happen during her 4th period class on Monday, and then we're going to debrief about the experience on Thursday morning. So I'm really eager to see the coaching plan continue to move forward in action, and to gather the data to help Mrs. Jones improve, just to help someone out. The only thing that makes me a little bit nervous at this moment is my intentions are never to offend, so I don't want to, videoing yourself, like I said, is vulnerable, and I don't want to hurt her feelings or offend her, upset her in any way by suggesting something or providing her feedback. So just maybe I want to make sure that I am fully equipped with my wording, because, sometimes you can say things that you don't intend for them to be perceived, but the perception of them is different than your reality. So just being careful with my wording and making sure that I'm encouraging and I'm talking about the positives and then ways to improve. But I'm pretty confident in the relationship and the rapport that we've already built that will not be an issue whatsoever. So until next time. Hello, I'm back. So today I completed my observation in Mrs. Jones' room. Watching her lesson unfold today went really well. A little background on Mrs. Jones is that she is an 8th grade language arts teacher, and the class I observed was her 4th period collaborative class. I personally am a 6th grade accelerated gifted math teacher, so I could not have been more out of my territory, if you want to put it that way. I feel like it was rewarding just to be able to see the different content, the different ability level of students, different student types, different grade level, ages, subject area. So all of that I just was pretty mesmerized by. Once you become a teacher, you don't really get the opportunity to observe other teachers, especially when it's out of your content area or out of your grade level. So I really loved that about this experience. So when we videotaped her lesson, it was a huge help having that video to refer back to and to look at the class environment. And like I said last video, visualizing the teacher actions versus the student actions, because when you're in the moment, it's hard to focus on all of those pieces. So when you have that video to go back on, you can focus solely on the teacher and look at teacher actions and go through the checklist in Jim Knight's text, The Impact Cycle, or you can solely look at student actions and student engagement and formative assessments, and you can just rewatch the video as many times as you need to get those pieces of information that you can't just get in one observation of the class. And like I said, I was so mesmerized by the content and the grade level and the student ages and ability that it was almost difficult in the moment to sit there and observe everything on a checklist for teacher action, student action, assessments, and positive reinforcement and feedback and classroom management, because there were so many things going on that it was easy to get distracted by things that maybe didn't matter as much, or, just focusing on all of it. The lesson that I focused on was a grammar review for the milestone state test. It was also a review for me because, like I said, 6th grade math focused. So I was in there learning with them. Some things that Mrs. Jones did exceptionally well was she had such a positive classroom climate, and she had such great relationships with all the students, calling them by name and just taking the time and effort to build those relationships. I feel like that really stood out to me. The students were comfortable, and there was definitely mutual respect shown within the class period the entire time. She did a really good job at providing praise and positive feedback for students. From a coaching standpoint, something I noticed that is that not all the students were 100% engaged or providing answers. It was kind of like the same students repeatedly providing answers, or if she would call on a student, they might provide answers. But I didn't feel like collaboratively all of the students were zoned in, knowing what's going on. Or maybe they knew what was going on, but they weren't following along with the review that was happening. So I think that if we increase student engagement, we could also focus on providing more opportunities for formative assessments to check for student understanding. So, like I said, those students who were not engaged, you still want to be able to see if they're digesting and retaining that information being taught. I'm interested to see what Mrs. Jones thinks about the videos and kind of like what she takes away from using those checklists in the Impact Cycles text. And I wonder if she'll see areas for improvement, or if she'll feel that the lesson went fabulous. So I'm just interested to see her perspective on all that. And I look forward to debriefing with her on Thursday morning. So I will catch you up then. Hey guys. So the last time I journaled, I had just observed Mrs. Jones' lesson to get a clear reality of her classroom. Since then, to get you up to speed, I have met with her and we talked about the clear reality. We both watched the video and we got clear reality. We set the goal of increasing student engagement with an emphasis on kind of trying to engage those lower students or students who typically struggle. After we got the clear reality, we set the goal. We came up with the strategy of using clickers to do like formative assessments in class, to quickly give her feedback and I assess students' understanding and participation. Since that meeting, we have gone to digital learning days due to the recent COVID-19 pandemic. So the last time we met, we kind of just debriefed and talked about, how digital learning days were going and how we can still reach that goal of increasing student engagement virtually, really. So what she was currently doing, a strategy she was using, was she was wanting to video conference. The problem that she was having is getting students to participate in the video conferencing because everyone is on different schedules and doing their work at different paces. So we decided that we were going to use Google Forms to come up with a time for students to video conference. That way she could still have that student engagement. And she's now not only getting student engagement from students participating in the form that she was sending out each week, but hopefully through video conferencing as well. We are going to be meeting this week to see if she feels that she has reached her goal, or kind of like, well, are we going to continue using the same strategies checklist, or are we going to modify them? Are we going to completely ditch them and try a different strategy. So just kind of debriefing over the entire process of this coaching series. And so I'm excited to see how that unfolds. It's been interesting with all the changes and the unforeseen circumstances, but I feel like it's gone pretty well so far. So I'm excited to see that, and I will update y'all afterwards.